Hey everyone, Roman Jenkins here. Welcome to Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Now, I've been playing this not a whole lot in the last few days. I haven't had a lot of chances to do it. But I just kind of wanted to run down what we were going to see in the game when more people get in. I know a few people have yet to buy it or are waiting to play it this weekend. So, while we set up in this video in terms of getting my guy into an area where he can be effective, and waiting for Spazmaster to get his UAV up so I can find people, I wanted to talk about the single player. It's interesting. It's much better. It's much better than the Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter single player mode. I'll give it that. Which, I mean, after playing that for a few weeks, I can't say it's hard to top it. But the mechanics are solid. The squad's not as dumb as it could be or was in Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, and the missions are interesting. It puts you in some interesting scenarios that seem to boil down to things like not being able to see, so you have to switch to magnetic vision, which is similar to, well, a Metroid Prime vision mode. I can't remember exactly which one, but it looks exactly the same. And, you know, you're given a good choice of weapons. There's a few sections where you have to be absolutely quiet or you're screwed, and I can understand those being in the game, as it, you know, Ghost Recon was initially a tactical series, but it's kind of switched out. And even with the reduced frag range, I still hit that guy pretty good. My problem with the single player right now is that not everyone is playing the first few levels like I am, so I'm kind of on my own, and I wanted to play that co-op. So people have to let me know when they want to do the first few levels co-op. I want to see how that kind of shakes out. I can see it being I can see why Ubisoft decided no matchmaking for that, because there is absolutely no way you'd be able to go into any game and get people who actually, you know, aren't trolling you. It's just, it would be incredibly easy for anyone who wanted to mess with you to just do it. Yeah, the game restarts every time someone gets caught in some situations. If you have a dead body found, you have to coordinate to a degree I don't think pubbies would be willing to. And so I can see why they decided not to do that. Here I'm trying to get a penetration kill. It's not working. There are some weird mechanics. The single player, you can shoot through almost anything and get a kill. That was my own fault. I found that a lot of the times if you die in the multiplayer, you did it because you were stupid, not because the other players outdid you. If you, even with as fast-paced as this can be, if you don't plan out your attacks correctly, you'll still get killed. It doesn't matter if you have, you know, the best weapon in the game or anything like that. People will get around you, people will stack up on you and just destroy you. This game was pretty much over by the time we finished this first objective. And the objectives last a good long time, so there's always a chance for you to fight back against them if another player gets it, which is very much appreciated. And, jeez, once you, I knew that there was a bank there, but I forgot where it ended. And I never did anything like that in the beta, for whatever reason.
Firing now!
And I'll do it a couple more times in this. I'll try shooting through houses that I know are houses. Don't ask me why that is a thing I do, but it just is. I like how this guy just keeps dolphin diving. So what people might not know about this, one of the little mechanics in this game, is that if you're holding A and running forward and then you hold B to go prone, your guy will like slide dive. It's not like a dolphin dive, it's a slide. It's very weird. It's very cool actually. Alright, here I should have been on cover. I should have been aiming down sight. Yep, that's what killed me there, nothing else. That was my own stupidity. Like I said, that is the leading cause of death in this game. And if I had the game audio on, you'd hear me tell Spazmaster this one, but as an engineer, you really need to be forward. Even if you're in a little bit of danger of getting killed instead of your UAV shot down, it's always helpful to be forward so you're closer to the points. And he moves up later on when I ask him to, so no worries there. Come on. Yeah, sometimes the whole shooting people through things mechanic doesn't work right or well. I imagine when I get the armor-piercing ammo later on in the game that I'll be much more efficient at it. As you can see, the drum mag ACR just puts out a lot of bullets, and it's a fantastic little thing to have. Let's sidle up over here. So, yeah, this is me shooting this guy's backpack. Apparently that backpack doesn't take damage. I thought I had his head in, and then I watched the video later on and realized, you can see here, I'm shooting like above him. Guns in this game are a little bit, well, they're not wonky, but they do have a little bit of a quality to them, where if you aren't burst firing a lot of the time, you'll never hit anything on target. So you have to be cautious of how you shoot. Bam, got him that time. And here I'm trying to shoot this guy through a building, which I don't know why I tried that one. Let's try this other method. And yeah, right through the fence. That's why I love having an engineer. In honesty, I think that what you should basically be looking for in this game, in terms of a balance of players, is 1 scout per 6-person team, 2 engineers, and the rest riflemen. And the reason I'd say this, oh, watch this toss. The reason I'd say this is because, in all honesty, the rifleman class is pretty much your killer class. It's going to be your primary weapon against these guys. But things like having an engineer to fly around the UAV is always important. And what I would do with one of the engineers is have one of them fly the UAV full time, or as often as possible, and then the other one is kind of rushing around with the rifleman as much as possible. And this will keep a pretty good balance of people rushing, and only 1 or 2 people held back, with the sniper and the engineer just hanging back a bit. I have yet to see that balance work out, but with 1 engineer in this game throwing, just using the UAV, we did pretty well. And I think a 2nd engineer using sensor grenades for inside buildings and such would be a boon to the team.
Stand by, I'm securing the module.
Spazmaster does a pretty great job throughout this game of actually putting down people with that UAV, just finding them, plotting them, and keeping them from going anywhere. He went up about 6 levels this game, according to himself, so that's pretty amazing. And yeah, right on my feet. There's really not a lot I could do about that. Now, I've made this case before, I've made this statement before, but the rifleman is the one with the frag grenades, the engineer has sensor grenades, and EMP grenades, I think, are exclusive to the scout, which are, those 3 grenades are the real separators. The rifleman, of course, can take a little bit more damage up front. He's got some armor on him. The engineer can fly around the UAV. And the snipers can actually set up claymores. And I've yet to see a claymore, which makes me wonder if they're effective, or if, I can't remember if they're a very high level or not. But I could see those being super effective. And I would actually, based on my luck with pistols, suggest people use tasers a lot, just so they can hack people if you get a chance. And I love the little grenade icon in this game, showing you where it's going to land and all. That is an amazing little tool. And notice I get as many points for a kill assist as I do for a kill. That makes it... Oh, here's this guy. I'm stupid. I should have been looking for that guy for a while. But getting as many points for a kill assist is just it's a really fantastic way to not make people feel bad about one of their kills getting stolen or anything like that.
I know. I'm got my UAV.
So this is how we protect Spazmaster. You'll notice on the mini-map, when these guys get caught up by that UAV or a sensor grenade, they'll appear as a red triangle, similar to the Blackbird in Black Ops. But when they're off the map, or if they're firing, they're just going to be a red circle, similar once again to Black Ops. I really think that's a really key point. And I mean, when I say similar to Black Ops, I also mean similar to Battlefield 3 when people have been tagged. So this game really does rely on a lot of the learning from those two games, and I think it does a pretty good job on most fronts of kind of synthesizing the lessons of Call of Duty and Battlefield into a good, solid game. The one thing I think it really fucks up on is the fact that there aren't servers, and rather they say there are servers that you're connected to, which means that when people disconnect from the game, a la Call of Duty, you lose everything still. Which, I mean, if you're gonna learn those lessons, you might as well learn the best one Battlefield had. And I know servers are a pain and they cost, but it really is effective to keep people around and keep them playing if they have stable games to go to. Now right now, Spazmaster is still in his UAV and he is the high value target, but we have so much time and we've held these guys back so far that he can just sit back there and gain more points. And it's a good thing he did, because he would have been fucking fucked up by these guys. Alright, I like how Church OG here just like did a little pirouette and got away from those bullets. That was pretty great. In a minute, I'm gonna have to pick up an enemy weapon, and I honestly don't know what gun it is, but it was pretty cool. If I'd known it was the way it was, I probably would have played better with it.
Okay, here they come.
Outside of that, this game it's really impressed me between the beta and its initial release. You know, the frame rate's pretty solid, as I've said before. The graphics don't have the Battlefield glitchiness or anything like that. I mean, Battlefield, in this point, I can still play a game, and you know, there's going to be moments where I just end up walking around, my guy won't reload his gun, but I reload my ammo somehow. That sort of thing, which drives me absolutely mad, but what can I do about that? The biggest thing in this game is that the engineer really allows for the rest of the team to do his killing for him, and I think that is going to be the deciding factor on a lot of teams and a lot of games. Like just here alone, you know, I rack up 3 or 4 kills through that wall because I have an engineer working with me. Without that, I would not have known those guys were there, all that stuff. So you can see how an engineer per every 2 riflemen or so is really going to be important. That would be in an 8-player game. Okay, I think this is the 417 or something like that, and I think it's a 3-round burst. But this thing is pretty brutal. You'll see in a minute. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it takes almost forever to... Oh no, it's an AK. What the hell does he have, a 3-round burst on it? I'm not a big fan of the fact that every gun in this game is unlocked at like level 60. It's just... I can see where they got that from. Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. I can see where it came from in terms of unlocks, because unlike Call of Duty where you have 80 levels that you can power through pretty quickly or whatever, it's following the Battlefield model where you have 80 levels that take forever to get through. And, you know, with each class you have unlocks that could take a while to get to. So not only do you have, you know, 60 levels, 50 levels or something like that, you've got 50 levels that also... I got that guy. You have 50 levels that on each character. And for the most part, they unlock useless shit. You know, hey, you unlocked a second pistol. You unlocked a cap. Every other level's like a fucking cap. Oh, hello. So once you get through that crap, you're okay. But you know, I can really see why they would do it, which is people who don't want to play as a goddamn scout don't have to play as a scout. And they won't be penalized for it in any way. They'll just never play as a scout. It works out. I'm appreciative of that fact. Killed by a guy doesn't even know how to use the cover system. So we're close to the end on this game, but to kind of make a point, I haven't seen anyone get spawn camped too badly yet, or get the spawns flipped on them, which was always a worry in the beta. And I just don't think that there's a real desire for anyone to have spawns moved in this game or anything like that. I also, if anyone wants a tip on this, I also almost always end up using a red dot sight on all my guns because most of the ghost crosshairs or iron sights are goddamn terrible. You can't see shit, especially when you're firing like anything near full auto. I can't get the penetration kill here, damn it. I would also suggest using the rifleman for the first few levels until you get the feel for the game. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you had a good time. I went up 3 or 4 levels in this game, so it was pretty good for me. Bye.